There we go. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. We're here, 29-year veteran of the woods. Man, oh man, neither rain, nor wind, nor sleet, nor snow. Well, maybe snow would keep Bear from here, but man, oh man, we survived, people. We survived the Vidalia Onion Hurricane, and all Bear got was this t-shirt. Bears don't even wear t-shirts. I don't even know where the t-shirt came from. But, there you go. We are here. We are live. Sorry for being... It has been a second. Thank you, P-Money. I mean, it's not like he just got his internet back like 5 minutes ago. No. Yeah, okay, Bear, where are you? You're lucky to have electricity, Bear. Yes, we are lucky to have electricity. Oy. Anyways, want to say hello to everyone out there, including P-Money. And all his rabble-rousing out there. Great to see Amy, probably Melissa as well, I hope. I hope they survived the storm. Man, oh man, I tell you people, Weather Channel is just god-awful. The Weather Channel just like... I can't stand the Weather Channel. Horrible! Anyways, so there we go. We survived, like I said, I just got the internet back like 5 minutes ago, so it might be a little bit of a rough start here, but let's at least tempt to get into it. If it happens to cut out on Bear, either the electricity or the internet has went out, so apologies in advance if we cut out. Let's see, Amy is babysitting kittens, so typing is a little hard to use on the phone, keeping kittens from jumping off furniture. That is a full-time job. A full-time job. There we go. Let's see. Amy says, oh no, I'm sorry. I hope you, god dang freaking hearts. I hope you something or other, had the shelves, patch things up. Talking to Peabody. All right, blah, 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 blah. Anywho, let me see. Where the heck are we at here? Let me get Bear's bearings here. Because there we go. We actually have some campaign updates, people. The world continues, even for Bear here. Good stuff there. So let's go to it. Let's get right to it. Uncle E doing really well. 526,000. So coming up for the last time we checked in. So go check that out, people. Go check that out. It seems like a number of people are finally getting their honeycomb boxes. So I hope people are able to check those out and read the book and hopefully agree with Bear. Actually, a pretty good book. Really good book. Excellent book. Excellent book out there. But he's still fulfilling, people. Still fulfilling. He says, hey, backers. Hey, Lily. We're getting those exclusive honeycomb boxes out. So if you've ordered one, there you go. Hopefully it's getting there pretty soon. They're huge and weigh about 11 pounds. Here's where we are, he says. So it is... Looks like he got just shy of 13,000 contributions, and he's got about 4,000 left to fulfill here. Many of you have gotten your notifications already, but if you haven't, it's because you're one of the 3,944 who we haven't served yet. We will get to you. Hopefully they bring out some butter and some dipping sauce. A little bread, a little bit of dipping sauce, and there you go. Please, once again, make sure your mailing address is correct on the campaign. Thank you so much. That would be from Uncle E. From Uncle E out there. Well, we might have the internet coming and going here. We shall see, people. We shall see. Anyways, that is from Uncle E. So there you go. Good stuff from Uncle E. Hopefully we can get through all this before it craps out on Bear. Yeah. A professional show. Even after a hurricane and the internet going out. There we are. We shall continue. Moving on. Good stuff there from Uncle E. Moving on to another great... I still need to check this out, people. Bear's 72 hours have just been completely crazy. A bear maybe have gotten maybe 5, 10 hours of sleep. So, oi, 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 oi. There we go. Uh-oh, that's a long second. Uh-oh, am I... hold on, let me test here. God dang it. Are we out? Are we out? Oh, for crying out loud, Peabody. Now he says he's kidding. All right. I don't know, Peabody. I don't know about that. Anyhow. Road to 100K. This is from Von Klaus. He says, greeting trenchers. A huge box of orders is on its way to Australia. Crikey! The last of these shipments is complete. I've officially caught up on all the shipping of tit. There you go. I wonder if the second one will be called tits. That might be interesting. I have received back some undeliverable parcels, so I'll be contacting those backers to work out a fix. People are getting their books and loving them. I thought the packaging was excellent. I just haven't gotten into the book yet. Oh, I got to. I'm looking at the stack right now. It's a high stack that Beer needs to get to. High stack. He says, and guess what? We're over 90K raised on the campaign. Pretty amazing numbers for an old school character. Anyways, moving on. Thank you so much for making this book an astounding success. One of these days, professional show. Anyways, there you go. 90, just shy of the road to 100K. Will you help him get him there? Share this out as much as you can. Well, we're trying. We're trying. And tell the world what you thought of the book. Word of mouth online does help. We're shadow banned by Indiegogo, amongst others. Meaning you can't find our campaign with their search functions. So please drop them this link. Actually, let me see. Hopefully it doesn't do the... Is it going to do the thing? Gosh dang it. Well, go to Indiegogo. Okay, there we go. Alright. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. There we go. Actually, he came up at 90,956. So a couple of extra backers there. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So if you want to check out the campaign. Excuse me. There you go. Yeah. One of these days. The reviews so far are amazing. I couldn't have hoped for better feedback for this book. People dig it, people. People get it. People know tit. They know tit. Is something special, and they're ready for volume 2. That would be called Tits. We are now, we already have it in the works, people. He says get ready. So there you go. Looks like some good stuff from Monica Mangini up here. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you again so much for such a great time on the campaign trail. We should be closing up the campaign soon to get on to the next one. So go ahead, follow that link up there, over there, whatever. And go ahead, check out the campaign if you haven't already. That would be from your Fiend in Comics. That's the Vonster, people. That would be the Vonster. Grant is only slightly late. That's all right, Grant. Beer didn't even think he's going to do a show today, so don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. We are literally we're flying behind the airplane. The airplane's way ahead. We're way back here, still trying to figure things out. What does this gear thing do? I don't know. Let's see. Hope you catch up on your beauty sleep. Thank you, Amy. Beer needs it. Beer needs it. A little rough last night. Wasn't sure. God, finally went to bed. I don't know, 3:30 or so, something like that. And every time a little branch kind of banged up against the cave there, had one eye open, was waiting. There we go. We didn't get flooded, thank goodness. Didn't get flooded or anything like that. Not a whole lot of damage, thankfully. Knock on wood here. Most of it was Cedar Key, Steenhatchee places over that way. So prayers up for those people over there. Let's see. Kitten resting in Amy's hair. You should take a selfie of that. You should take a selfie. For Grant, it's for us, it's narcolepsy. But for Bear, it's sudden onset hibernation disorder, or SOHD. There you go. P-Money says, too many T-words. Time to make sure I'm not near my young children. I'm sorry, P-Money. Sorry about that. P-Money also has thunder and lightning, and he will see if he gets cut off. Well, welcome to the party, P-Money. Welcome to the party. If your thunderstorm is moving at 70 or 80 miles an hour, then you'll get a better idea of what Bear had to go through last night. There you go. Anyhow, the terror in the trenches for P-Money out there. There you are. Moving on, moving on. I do have some news stories, but I don't even know if we'll get to those. I don't even know if the internet will hold up here. Oops, gosh dang it. Sorry, people. There we go. There we go. There we go. From the great, the lovely, the beautiful, Yanzi Lynn out there. Rex 2 progress update. Hello, 9 Lives Comics backers. Well, hello. We're trucking along nicely with pages for Inglorious Rex 2. More than half of the book already completed. Very cool. As we're moving into spoiler territory, we'll be showing less of the interior artwork going forward. I mean, maybe block out a panel or two, but no, I mean, you got people that are essentially producing the comics, so they want to see the progress. I mean, they don't want to. Maybe you can do something where the next page or two are spoilers or something like that. But no, let people see what's going on there. She goes on, but rest assured, based on our previous campaign history, that we'll be doing our utmost best to fulfill campaign on the promised date of February 2024. All merchandise for this campaign has been fulfilled since early August. Actually, Bear got a shirt down there in Tampa. Needed one. If you brought merch on this campaign, you should already have your items, or at the very least, a tracking number. If you do not have either, reach out to us through their 9 Lives comic page. As the Indiegogo contact form is known to be finicky. Good old Indiegogo. We already launched a new campaign that's called Axcend Level Up Volume 1. Not only have all of the pages of Axcend been updated with new artwork such as inks, colors, and letters, new pages are being added to the main book. And we also have a book featuring a number of talents drawing a brand new story set in the world of Axcend titled Axcend Respawn. That actually looks pretty cool. I think Kelsey Shannon, Monica there from the Terror in the Trenches, there's a couple other ones as well. I'm trying to remember. Can't forget. Can't remember. Anyways, let's see. There we go. Nice. I'm sorry, people. I don't have. Usually, I'll post this stuff up, but literally got on like 5 minutes before the show here. So there we go. Nice looking stuff there. As always, thank you for supporting us. We have at 9 Lives Comics appreciate your continued support. Well, Bear appreciates you keeping an eye on Bear's camera when he was down there in Tampa, not letting somebody just walk off with it. So thank you, Yanzi. Thank you so much. And we'll give you our next monthly update very soon. So there you go, looking pretty cool. Go check that out, people. I know that you can get both of the Axcend books there, so go check that out on their page. Let's see if this will do it. Will it do it? Or will it give me? God dang it! No, for crying out loud. Anyways. There's that, and there is that. All right, Axcend. Go check it out, people. Go check it out. Oh, holy cow! Let me get to the chats here. Are you all in Florida? There is. I thought P-Money was Canadian. Is he in Florida? Oh, for crying out loud. I kind of feel guilty living in North Carolina. Most hurricanes tucker themselves on Florida. Ha ha! Thank you. Well, you'll be getting yours here pretty shortly. Georgia and South Carolina before hitting us, unless they go back out to sea and build back up. Actually, it looks like Vidalia Onion is going to circle back around maybe and hit Florida again from the other side. So that'll be interesting. We'll see. Keep an eye on it. Yada, yada, yada. For crying out Let's see. P says, "LOL." Grant, I think God is saying, "Florida gets some storms. I'm giving it to Canada too." There you go. We got very lucky here. If there's the joke of people controlling the weather and everything, but if you could actually control the weather, you probably couldn't put that hurricane I apologize for all the people that live out there, but you couldn't have put it into a better spot. It pretty much avoided a majority of the highly populated areas. So Tampa, Chiefland, some of those places down there, they were spared. So a little bit of a wipe of the brow there for Bear. Whew. Let's see. P-Money says it sucks. Thunderstorm clouds, and tonight we're supposed to get the super blue moon that only happens once a decade. Well, that was our worry. We were going to have a full moon, then we were having a hurricane, and we're in an area where it has kind of shallow water in the Gulf. We've had a couple very dinky storms, not even a Cat 4 or Cat 3 or whatever it was. Mess up just based on backing up of the water and all that sort of stuff. So we were keeping an eye on all of that stuff. Luckily it didn't do. We had a little bit of flooding, but it wasn't too bad or anything. Just a lot of cleanup. Just a lot of cleanup that we got to do. So that's all right. It's all right. I would show pictures of some of this stuff, but I didn't get it loaded into OBS here in time. So maybe next show. Maybe next show out there. We actually had the governor's mansion. Meatball Ron, he was in the governor's mansion there, and they had a huge oak tree that just split in half, like I don't know, probably a 200-year-old oak tree or something like that. Probably older than the state of Florida. Anyway, split in half, and like half of it kind of knocked down or knocked into the governor's mansion there. So, yeah, all sorts of fun. All sorts of fun here. Let's see. If Louisiana is getting hit, they may be going after French descended people in general. Hmm. Okay. There you go. There you are. Anyways, let's see. Did I have one more? Did I have one more? I did have one more. From the great. Let me get to it here if I can find it. Do the thing with the thing. From that would be Graham Nolan. He says you need this book. Did I have this one? I think I had this one. Why is it not showing up? Oh, for crying out loud. Let's see. Do that. Oh, because that would be why. One of these days. From Graham Nolan. He's got a nice little bit of artwork here for you good people. You need this book, he says. That would be, sing it with Bear here, The Ghost of Matecumbe. The Ghost of Matecumbe, people. Says, hi, Ghost Gang. My nose has been to the grindstone these past few weeks. That's gotta hurt. Getting pages completed. Just 16 pages left to go on this campaign. Won't be up too much longer, people. We are closing in on 180k and close to 2,300 backers. When, not if, when we hit 200k, all of the Return to Monster Island mini prints will be signed by Graham. So please don't wait any longer if you've not backed this amazing tale of horror, crime, romance, and adventure. Then you're going to be missing out, people. That would be on the Ghosts of Matecumbe. Ghosts of Matecumbe, people. You gotta hold it for like an extra 2 seconds. You know, you're gonna try and grasp for air, and you'd be like, no, I gotta go an extra 2 to 3 seconds. You just gotta stretch it out, people. You gotta stretch it out. So, anyway, some good artwork there. Great colors. I like that. I like how this is being framed. I like how he's using some of the like negative spaces kind of between the panels and whatnot, like the blam there on the very end. I thought that's pretty cool. It really sorts of blends in. So I'm very much looking forward to checking out the ghost here. Very much indeed. All right, let me see. Where the heck is Bear here? bear here. Okay, I need to go back here for this. Do the thing with the thing. Do the thing with the thing. There we go. There are some people out there. I think this might have been Steenhatchee. They got the worst, the bad end of the stick, as it were, out there. So these are some folks helping out. You can see you had probably a pretty good storm surge there. You can tell the boat there in the background leaning up against the the white picket fence there. That's actually a fence. That's actually a boat. So there you go. There you go. And they probably are walking on a street. So that should tell you something. That should tell you something right there. All right. Let's do the thing. Come on, bear. Get it together, man. It's not like you're hardly going on any sleep and you just got this thing going just a couple minutes beforehand. All right, people. Bear actually has not only good news, he has some great news out here. Actually, I think it was Peabody. I think it was Peabody that was asking Bear. He's like, okay, what's going to happen with all the movies, with like the strikes? You know, if it continues on, the actor strike, the writer strike, what's going to happen? Bear says, well, you're going to run out of movies at some point. And then after the fact, they need to put something out. They need to do something for the theaters and all that. So they're probably going to be putting out some of the older classic movies and just kind of rerunning them. Well, people, we have some important news for you. Important news because you're going to find it here. There we go. Oh, for crying out loud. Is it not? This is what happens when you don't have time to prep. All right, let me do this thing with the thing. 1 second. Talk about your shells. Here we go. Do the thing with the thing. Does it work? Does it work? There it works. Thank God. That's why Bear always preps beforehand. Bear has breaking news. That would be the return of Goonies to the theaters, people. From comicbook.com. Cameron, how do you pronounce this? I don't know. Oops. Boholio? Boholio! Bungholio! No, it's not Bungholio. That would be funny, though. Cameron Bungholio. Let's just go with it. What the heck? The Goonies return to theaters. Hey, you guys! The Goonies are good enough for a re-release. As part of Warner Brothers' year-long 100th anniversary celebration, it says, hey, we're losing our butts on all these Blue Beetle movies and Flash movies. We need something that's a hit, people. And other than Barbie. That will also see Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy return to theaters. Look at there! Wouldn't it be really funny if the Dark Knight trilogy, like, the re-release made more money than the Batman? Bear. Oh, that would be chef's kiss for Bear here. For Batman Day in September, so go check that out. The iconic Richard Donner film is getting a limited time theatrical engagement starting September 1st. A couple days from now. And September 10th at Cinemark. So go check out Regal or AMC theaters. It's wise to check your local theater website or apps for tickets and showtimes, but it seems most major chains will offer just one, I'm guessing Warner Brothers 100th edition showing of the Goonies per day. Originally released in 1985, the children's adventure follows a group of misfits, known as the Goonies. Brothers Mikey, Brand, really Josh Brolin? I had no idea. Huh. Anyways, Data, Mouth, Chunk, even Andy and Steph out there, who set out to find long-lost pirate treasure and save the homes of the Goondocks from foreclosure. Which was kind of weird that the pirate ship was like right underneath all their homes. That was kind of, it's like, you didn't really need to go that far. You just need to find the cave and go down, and there it is. Warner Brothers re-released Goonies to theaters in time for the 35th anniversary in 2020, the same year that surviving cast members virtually reunited in support of charity on Reunited Apart with Josh Gad. Screw that guy. Anyways, there we go. Steven Spielberg just can't make a sequel. Just can't make a sequel. You can't figure it out. Can't figure it out there. Anyways, go check it out, people, if you haven't already. The Goonies coming back to theaters. There you go, people. There you go. A bear had to tell me to talk to my shells. Yes, you should always talk to your shells. It's kind of important. Let's see. K. Hui Huan is a big star now. Might as well bring back his early movies. That's true. And Josh Brolin, apparently. I had no idea he was in Goonies. No idea. Now he's rocking it as Thanos. Go figure. Go figure, people. All right, a little bit more close to home here for Bear. That would be from Deadline here. Amanda Torino. Mr. Beast says he's dying mentally. Filming content to meet weekly demand for later this year. Bear can attest to this. Yes, he can. Jimmy Donaldson, also known as Mr. Beast, is one of the biggest content creators on social media, garnering millions of views on YouTube and across other digital platforms. The digital influencer has 2.1 billion monthly active users across the globe and around 122 million daily users. Bear has between 1 and 2 daily users sometimes. Ah! As the top creator on Google-owned platform, Mr. Beast has a demanding schedule as he plans ahead, which is seemingly exhausting the star mentally. It sure looks like it. I mean, that's only a smile of a mentally broken man. That's true. That's true. You see that face, sometimes on the, the street corner there, hey, change for food or something like that. There you go. There you are. Austin. I'm forgetting Josh Brolin was little brother to Sean Austin. Oh yeah, there you go. P-Money says, I'm a daily bear YouTube user. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hit that like and subscribe. All that good stuff. There we go. Bear doesn't quite have that I'm losing it mentally smile, though. He says, in order to upload weekly videos later this year, I've been filming every single day. And I'm dying mentally. Mr. Beast shared on X, the social media. How long are we going to have to keep saying this? I mean, honestly, I keep saying this. Shared on X, the social media platform known as Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. Yeah, we got it. We got it. So, like, when you posted on Twitter, they were called tweets, right? So do they call them X's? How does that work out? Does it does it do an X? I'm not sure. I hope you guys love these videos when they go up. I'm pushing myself to the max to get them done, says Mr. Beast. He recently shared that on average his videos have over, pardon me, 100 million? 100, let's see, 100,000, 100 million views in a week. Holy cow. His hard work pays off and is noticed. Mr. Beast just won Creator of the Year award at the Streamy Awards. There you go. Gotta get a Streamy. That's gotta be a long-term project for Bear. I'm the first animal to win Creator of the Year. Nah, I'll probably lose to a cat. Probably better off not trying to do that. I don't know. Do they have an animal category? I hope they have an animal category. I'd still probably lose to a cat there. Anyways, Mr. Beast dying inside mentally. Dying inside mentally, people. Grant says that's almost as crazy as saying Charlie Sheen is Emilio Estevez's older brother. No, they've got two totally different last names. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. P-Money says, sorry, Grant, I meant Brolin was Austin's brother in Goonies, which is just as weird to think Thanos is Samwise's brother. It's kind of odd to think about that, isn't it? It is. It is, people. All right, I can't believe 30 minutes in and we are still have the internet. So we shall continue. We'll continue to our good friends over here. New York Post, Alexandria Steingard. Disney sued over fraudulent scheme to hide streaming losses. We talked about this, gosh, it's been a couple months now, I think. There was a rumor. There was a rumor a little while back that Disney was essentially fudging the numbers on their Disney Plus platform to e- essentially a lot of the Wall Street hedge fund type people that are putting money into the tech companies and the media companies and stuff like that. They just want to see numbers and growth. It doesn't matter that all the movies are terrible or anything like that, but you got to see numbers and growth. So it seems, according to the rumor, that they were goosing their numbers there and lying to the SEC, which is a pretty bad thing. Usually, you would go to jail for stuff like that, but we live in clown world, so it is what it is. Disney shareholders accuse the media giant's leadership of misleading investors with, quote, a fraudulent scheme and scam designed to hide the extent of Disney Plus's losses. Would it be Disney minuses? The complaint filed by the New Jersey-based Stourbridge Investments on August 23rd in a Delaware court. Oh, come on. No, you're in New Jersey. File it in New Jersey. They're based out of California. At least put it in California. Why would you go to Delaware? That's where Brandon lives, for crying out loud. For crying out loud. Anyways, claims Disney management under then CEO Bob Chapek tried to conceal the, quote, staggering cost it incurred while attempting to boost its subscriber count and promise profitability by the end of 2024. Good luck with that. Pardon me. Grab a drink here. P-Money says maybe Bear should fudge his numbers. One P-Money viewer is the same as 100 Mr. Beast views. That's true. That's true. Well, we should count each and every one of the little P-Moneys and Mrs. P-Money out there. And, I'm assuming none of you are pirates, so I'm assuming that most of you have both of your eyes. So both eyes count as a view. You can back and forth between them, and they're both views. So each person counts as two. That's starting to add up. I think YouTube is really tanking Beer's numbers here. It should be up there, right there with Mr. Beast, and a mental breakdown. Mental breakdown. Oh man, I always went through a mental breakdown today trying to go through a show. You try being in the woods, Mr. Beast, with no internet. Yeah, after a hurricane. Let's see how you try there. Where the hell was I? The suit was lodged the day before Disney shares closed at a 9-year low of $82 per share. Far below the $100 per share the stock traded after Bob Iger replaced the ousted Chapek. The stock was $84.16. Pardon me, on a Wednesday. Investors claimed that they were deliberately duped by statements from Chapek, specifically one from December 2020. By the way, all this stuff is happening under the Wu flu. Under the Wu flu here. So nobody was going to the parks. Chapek came from the park side of Disney. He was in charge of Disney World, Disneyland, all that sort of stuff. So he came from the parks right when everything got shut down. He was handed this bag of Disney Plus thing from Iger. Just spent a ton of money to get that thing up and running, and basically turned hightail and ran. Chapek, he has not only this huge expense from Disney Plus. I mean, you got to run a whole bunch of servers to get that going. You also don't have people coming to the parks, so you're losing revenue there. So they were probably hemorrhaging money. So it sounds like they decided to cook some books here. The suit also cites a hugely controversial reorganization of the company's media and entertainment operations that allowed Chapek to exert, quote, near complete control over the company's strategic decisions around content. How dare they allow the CEO near complete control over the company's strategic decisions around content? I'm sure Walt Disney would be turning in his grave. No, he wouldn't. According to the Hollywood Reporter, the Mouse House faces an identical investor suit over an alleged cost-shifting schemes and scams, and its streaming division claims that it obstructed a deal between TSG Entertainment Finance and 20th Century Studios, which Disney owns, to quote prop up Disney Plus and juice its stock price. Basically, the TSG company here had some contracts with 20th Century Fox before they were sold to Disney. And Disney basically just decided not to honor those contracts and just basically take the content that was produced, put it onto Disney Plus, and didn't pay this other company, or paid them a real low amount. To say, hey, wow, look how good we're doing. Well, yeah, you're doing really well when you don't have to pay other people money. Yeah, look at all the money that I have. Ah, yay. In the Stour Bridge investment suit, the plaintiff not only names Chapek, who ran Disney from 2020 to 2022, in the lawsuit, but also Iger, along with former Chief Financial Officer Christine McCarthy. She was the one that was the CFO. Oh, there we go, Chief Financial Officer. She left. She left, I think, earlier this year, if Bill remembers correctly, to spend time with family, all that sort of. Just abruptly resigned to go spend time with family. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Well, uh, chief financial officer, they got to go up with the CEO. They got to say, okay, here's all the numbers, here's all the books. CEO says, oh, okay, that looks good, signs off on it. Both of those people are responsible whenever it goes to the SEC that, hey, all these numbers are legit, as best we can tell. You're not supposed to lie. Not supposed to. And ex-media and entertainment distribution chairman Kareem Daniels. To conceal these adverse effects, defendants engaged in a fraudulent scheme and scam designed to hide the extent of Disney Plus losses and to make the growth trajectory of Disney Plus subscribers appear sustainable and 2024 Disney Plus targets appear achievable when they're not. Yeah, and again, a lot of this has to do. Forget about the Disney Plus subscribers and all that stuff for a second here. What they're really kind of going for is essentially watch time. How long is somebody watching, whatever, Mandalorian on Disney Plus out there? They'll take that, but Disney doesn't promote that. They don't make that public. They might come out and say, "Oh, it's the best streaming blah 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 that we've ever seen," but it doesn't put any context to that. This show is doing this, and the other show was doing better than it, and these are the numbers, and this is how it turned out. Well, they don't do that. So the whole actors and writers strike, more so the writers than the actors. But the whole strike that's going on is essentially those guilds are saying, hey, we want to see what those numbers are because those numbers are based on what we get as residuals and either going to the individual that made that stuff or a portion of that especially going to the guild. So the guild wants to know, hey, what's going on? How much is this person supposed to be making off of this, TV show or movie or something like that? If Disney was to come out and show those numbers, if they were actually able to come out one day and says, you know what, we're going to go ahead and show all those numbers. Those numbers are lower than what they're talking about here, and that's why they're getting sued. Then all of their stockholders out there are basically going to sell the stock, and the what was it, $20, was it $80? Is $100. It was actually higher than that. They're talking about $100 when Chapek left. It was actually higher than that. I was thinking it was 120, 130 or something like that when he was there. It came down to 80. Well, that was just based on some really bad decisions and some woke stuff and all that sort of stuff. Fighting with Meatball Ron and all that. What happens when they find out that, hey, the numbers that we've been given aren't the best and they might be fraudulent? And not only not in a good way, but in a bad way, they're going to sell. They're going to sell. So this might go down to $60 or something like that. So they desperately do not want that to happen. So that's why Bob Iger here doesn't want to settle with the guilds. He doesn't want to release those numbers, but the guilds want those numbers. So that's where the impasse is. And the funny thing is, if he does release it, the stock price tanks, then they're not going to make more content, which means the guild members that are trying to get those numbers to say, hey, there's more money in them their hills than there actually is. Well, they're not gonna have jobs. They're gonna be fired. So, uh, a cluster F all around, all all around here. The suit claims that after Disney acknowledged that subscriber growth had slowed in 2021. Last year, the company reported that it missed analyst estimates by wide margins on revenue, sales, and earnings. The company also reported a decline in its average revenue per Disney Plus subscriber rather, as more customers subscribed through a discount bundle with the other company's other services, including in India. India had a cell phone deal where if you got the cell phone, you get Disney Plus for I don't know 6 months, a year, something like that. So a bunch of people over there in India got the cell phone deal, got the Disney Plus. They're watching this stuff. Comes to hey, don't you want to spend however much a month it is? Whatever, $6.99 a month per Disney Plus. And he says, nah, I like it when it was free, but I don't want to pay for it. So they lost a bunch of subscribers. Uh, they're talking about domestic subscribers here, down 40%. I'm probably down like 80% over in India. So those viewers just vanished after it was either free or they bundled it with something or whatever, confirming that Disney was relying on short-term promotional efforts rather, to boost subscriber growth. Womp 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 womp. Despite those headwinds, Chapek decided to go all in on the platform, announcing a major reorganization, yada yada yada. Which, it's fine. He was going after his idol there. Going after his idol. It's like, yeah, Walt Disney had a pretty handle on everything that was going on in the company that had his name on it. So, yeah, to say that that's unprecedented, I don't know. Don't know, people. Let's see. Iger contract through 2026. He decided to stay for whatever reason. So that ought to be interesting if they're going to go to court over all this stuff, because Iger will be part of that. He can't say, oh, it was the other CEO that was between myself and myself. It was the other guy that did all that sort of stuff. And the Karen looking lady, yeah, her too. Her too. There you go. There you go. So, anyways, that is your Disney Plus news of the day here, people. P-Mike says, yeah, Mr. Beast, you try living on foraging and garbages for food and getting your comics for a YouTube show by scaring the postman. Scaring the postman. Watch, he'll probably probably do something like that and gets 100 million views, and Bear will just be like, I'm just gonna throw in the towel. Gosh dang it. Always, Grant. Always picnic baskets are involved. Always. You can assume that. With today's technology, I say take all of the old movies they are releasing and make them 3D. It probably could be done. Please, dear God, don't do that. That would look. It would be like, what was it, Turner? Didn't they do that where they had all the old black and white movies and they decided to put them in color, so they send them off to like the cheapest coloring house that they can find, and it just looked terrible. Looked awful. Looked awful. Looking at Disney 2023 movies, it's been a pretty bad box office year for them. Yeah, yeah. The Pixar movie did okay. It did all right, but it wasn't what they were thinking. All the other stuff has been downhill, downhill. I don't know. Do we want to do this one? I really don't want to do this one. I was reading this earlier and was just getting madder and madder. Anyways, the late night host decided to do a frickin' streaming, and it's like, I bet you there's Comicsgate shows that have more viewers than these bunch of I would call them clowns, but they're not even funny. Not even funny. They're all smiling and joking around, but none of them are funny at all. None of them are funny at all. All right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's all the pictures. Here, we'll go through them. Let's see. Isabel Keene at the New York Post. New York Post. Let's see. I'm not sure where this is. This may be Cedar Key? Not sure. Here's the channel right there with the boats. Not exactly sure where that's at. But lots of flooding there. Lots of flooding there. Bayshore Boulevard. This is in Tampa. So this runs along the bay. Runs along the bay of Tampa Bay. So here's a paddleboarder. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna go paddleboard down the street here. There's not gonna be any cars, anything like that. Ay, ay, ay. Doesn't say where this one is, but they got at least their house was elevated. That was smart. That was pretty smart there. Not sure where this is. This looks pretty built up. This may be Tampa as well. Somewhere nearby, maybe. Yeah, here we go. Tampa Bay Rescue Department. So there you go. Moving a pole. Moving a pole out of the way. There you are. There you are. There is one brave driver heading over Interstate 275. Yeah, I gotta get to the store, get some water. The one lone guy just heading out there. I wonder if you could come back on that same lane because the other lane is flooded. I don't know. It's black there. Black there. Mayo. Hold the mayo, people. Hold the mayo. That actually looks like a chicken coop. Chicken coop out there. Steenhatchee. Steenhatchee, a little bit of damage there. Looks like some flooding, but not terrible. Not too terrible. I'm kind of trying to figure out what kind of dock this is. This is kind of an odd. I don't know if it's a dock or if it's. I don't know what the heck that is. There you go. Ah, poor guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Poor lady. Poor ladies. They're in some deep water there. Deep water. Anyways, there's the screenshot. There you go. Anyway, some bad stuff. Power's down. All this sort of stuff. I thought it had the one where the governor's mansion was in there. Guess not. Guess not. Anyways, fun times. Not had by beer. Not at all. Not at all. Grant says, I scrolled past it. I figure it would be anti-funny. Oh, okay. The other story. I didn't want to get to it. It just made me more angry. When the writers' strike, says P-Money, prevents late-night hosts from having a job, what do they do with their time? Well, they make stupid comments on a podcast. Really stupid because they have like 30 writers and none of them can make it. All right, press 1 if you want me to read this story. Press 1 if you want to read the story. Press 2 if you want Bear to go ahead and wrap it up here because I still have no idea how long I'm going to have internet. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. All right. Let's see. When to see Bear get down for crying out loud. All right. Here we go. From our good folks at Deadline. Peter White, late night host, discuss strike. Kimmel talks about retirement, and Colbert's mom dated a Nicaraguan dictator. Par for the course, I guess. What would happen if 5 of America's top 11 most... What? What would happen if 5 of America's top 11 most beloved talk show hosts... Who are the other 6? Host all talks on top of each other for an hour. I would bang my head against the desk for an hour and a half. You're about to find out, says Jimmy. Jimmy. Which one? Jimmy Kimmel. In the opening of Strike Force 5, a podcast for major late night hosts. You couldn't have called it something better. Strike Force 5? Really? How about, I don't know, the Funny Five? What does Strike Force have to do with it? Oh, for crying out loud. Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, the other Jimmy rather, Seth Meyers? Who the hell is that? Oh, I guess that's the guy up the top here. Whatever. And John Oliver, who's getting fat. Look at that man. You need to cut back, man. You cut back. Have launched the first and hopefully the last of the Spotify podcast, which is named after their text chain. Wait, what? Hold on, man. 1 second. Wait. So all of the I'm assuming all of these are ABC, CBS, and NBC, right? Well, HBO as well. HBO, ABC. I'm assuming all that. So all of the late night hosts for the different networks are all on a text string? Really? I mean, would you imagine that David Letterman, Johnny Carson, I don't know, and Jay Leno would all be on this? No, no, no. They were all trying to beat each other. Like, for crying out loud. P Money says that I've watched basically none of their shows lately. Well, thank you for making Bear go through this. And James Corden was actually smart to quit before the writer's strike happened. We actually did a story about that. They were losing about $1 million per episode. So, no, they had to they had to end the show because they were losing a whole bunch of money. You mean Fox News's Greg Gutfeld wasn't invited to the show? Gee, I wonder why. Wonder why. It was an hour of random stories and jokes about the strike involving how Stephen Colbert's mother dated a Nicaraguan dictator. Aren't we, like, bearing the lead here? Aren't we bearing the lead on how one of the major propaganda people in late night has connections with a Nicaraguan dictator? Shouldn't that be kind of a bigger thing? Whatever. Lawsuits involving their show. How many of the hosts wanted to join the clergy, and how Colbert and Kimmel were both in the running to be the announcer for Magic Johnson's 1998 talk show, The Magic Hour. Oh boy, that sounds like just a winner there. Man, I want to tune in each week to find out what happens between these knuckleheads. Would it be fair to say that the 2008, that in the 2008, the host didn't quite get along as well as we do? I know it's an incredible low bar, but that was a sequence of dying marriages that we were engaged in. Oh, for crying out loud. You're comedians. You got an hour. There's 5 of you. Let's make some jokes. Let's make it fun. No, let's talk about dying marriages. By the by, just for a second here. Usually, if you're engaged in some sort of, a tragedy or some sort of bad events, and you're a comic, you use those events to make things funny because you're trying to tell the truth in a jokeful way rather than being a bunch of freaking propagandists. Kimmel was on air during the last writer strike salon. David Letterman, Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, and Craig Ferguson. Let me guess, those people were not on a text string together. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say they're not. Man, look at the talent here. I'm not even a Letterman fan. I really don't like Letterman that much. I know people love him. That's fine. Whatever. Jay Leno, he's good at what he did. It's fine. It wasn't Bear's thing. Conan O'Brien, legend until he got completely screwed. Went over there to TBS. Nobody watched because it was TBS, and nobody watches TBS. Craig Ferguson, great job. I thought he did better than, what was the other fellow's name? Corden there. I thought he did a lot better job. Uh, any one of those guys could probably host just their own podcast show. It'd be 5 times as funny as these complete morons and jackasses. I'm sorry, Pete Mike. Didn't mean to go there. The ABC star said that all of the hosts were, quote, mad that Letterman and Ferguson were able to get back first with the writers as a result of a side deal between Letterman's Worldwide Pants and the WGA. What's stopping any of you from doing that? Why haven't you guys done that? If you guys want to get back, forget this podcast thing. I want to get back into the studio. Okay. Unless Letterman owned Worldwide Pants. It was his production company. I'm wondering if these fools just they just take a paycheck and that's it. I bet you they don't even have their own production company there. So that might be one reason why. Mayors pointed out that who is Mayors? Mayors, which one is that? Oh, it must be this guy. All right, whatever. I don't know. He was on Saturday Night Live or something. Pointed out that podcast listeners would really feel the absence of writers and researchers, which all of the hosts have on their late night shows. You realize how important it is for us to take care of them, he said. You complete moron! You just. Mr. Myers, you just admitted that you're not funny, and you need a team of people to make you funny. You complete idiot. Oh, for crying out loud. I mean, Leno, for all his faults, still does stand up. He still goes out and does stand up. Even when he was like horribly burned. He still went out a couple weeks later after he got out of the hospital and all that. Still did stand up. He was writing his own stuff. He might have had a couple people help out, but he's kind of doing his own stuff. Seth Meyers probably can't get out of the bed in the morning without somebody putting his pants on for him. Poor guy. Poor fella. Kimmel revealed that some stars had offered to help his staff during the strikes. Oh, that's nice. Ben Affleck and the despicable Matt Damon? What? What? You literally just said that they're trying to help you and you're calling them despicable? Okay. Contacted him and offered to pay our staff for 2 weeks, a week each. They wanted to pay out of their own pockets. I did say no, but I felt that was not their responsibility. So, so you paid for that? See, this doesn't this doesn't say. Okay, you got Ben Affleck and Matt Damon coming up and saying, "Hey, we're gonna help pay for your staff out of our own pockets, a week each for 2 weeks." Fathead Kimmel comes out and says, "No, no, that's all right." And then he doesn't say, "Comma, I did it instead." No, he says, "No, I don't want your stinking money," and then didn't pay his writers. What a class act! What a class act! He also said that Ryan Reynolds, who runs the phone company Mint Mobile, which is one of these shows sponsored, offered Jimmy Kimmel Live free cellular service for a year. You complete moron! That's against your guild out there. You can't have a sponsor come in and pay your staff when they're on strike because that's for crying out loud! You people are stupid. Colbert joked about being off air because of the strikes. This is like a vacation in the same way that a colonoscopy is like a nap. By the way, we've went through several paragraphs here. Let Beard know if you've laughed at any of these comments that they've said. I would like to know. Colbert joked about being off air because of the strikes. Oh yeah, I already said it. Oliver and Mayers talked about their recent stand-up shows. Oh, well, they're actually going out. We're the host of Last Week Tonight. Berated crowd members for butchering a question during the Q&A? Okay. So you're going to go do stand-up. And then you're berating the people that come out and... idiots. Kimmel talked about his fishing trips, which included Fallon, after Christian Bell, terrible actress, posted a photo of Kimmel's Idaho South Fork Lodge. Oh, ooh la la! I've got a South Fork Lodge. Oh, look at me! But I can't pay my writers. No, I'm sorry. Good lord. With guests including Jennifer Aniston, Jake Tapper. That's a star. We'll go with it. Courtney Cox. That's like half of Friends right there. Adam Scott. I have no idea who he is. And Jason Bateman. He's a star. Maybe a movie star or a TV star. What did he have? Like the one in it's like Ozark or something like that, where they're selling meth. Like, oh yeah, I believe Jason Bateman can sell meth. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Anyways, on a slightly more serious note, Jimmy Kimmel talked about retiring. Do it, sir! I dare you. Kimmel, who was taking long summers off for the last few years, revealed that he had thought about leaving late night, despite signing a 3-year extension with ABC last year. Oh, good God. Okay, so you're thinking about leaving for the past couple years, and instead you say, I'm going to sign up for 3 more years with ABC, because I'm going to give them the best I got. For crying out loud. ABC is probably going to be sold by Disney, so we'll see what happens with that. Arrested Development guy selling meth. Makes sense. I think. I don't know. Bear doesn't have Netflix or whatever is on, so there you go. Maybe the 5 hosts can be like the 3 Stooges and hurt each other. I might laugh at that. Might, says he might. Grant says Letterman, Carson, Orberin, O'Brien, and Leno would have been hilarious. That being the difference. That's true. I would have been interesting. I've seen a Letterman interview O'Brien over the years. That's been kind of interesting. O'Brien and Leno in the same room. That would definitely be interesting. I would like to see that. Would love to see that. Would love to see that. Because those comedians can make jokes without needing dozens of writers. There you go. Bear has been in probably for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or so, just really been contemplating doing I don't want to get back into it. I've had plenty of bad experiences, but getting back into screenwriting. One of the things Bear has been thinking about doing is eh, I'm still trying to come up with the sales pitch for this, but essentially it's a drama featuring comedians. So comedians on the road doing kind of a road show, doing that sort of number, and how you basically can't tell the truth anymore. Even when comedy was a way to do truth telling, and even like these people, they can't come out and make fun of Biden, for example. They can't make fun of even just the simple low hanging fruit stuff. They literally cannot do that. It's just not in their DNA to do. So how that is affecting, people, lower than these folks, your regular comedians out there. So uh, very much interested in trying to get into sort of the comedic mindset, that sort of deal. Been watching a lot of like Patrice O'Neill, P Money will like this, Norm O'Donnell, or, Norm, God, what is his Norm? I'm drawing a blank here. This is what happens when you don't get any sleep. Let's see, who else? I've been going back to a lot of the Colin Quinn. What was that called? He had a show on Comedy Central. I'm trying to remember the name of it, like Outspoken or something like that, where he had a bunch of comedians around there. It was all great. It was all good. You actually laughed at that stuff. It was hilarious stuff. Now you couldn't. I mean, you could probably find the 50 most best comedians out there, and still they can't tell funny things because they can't tell the truth anymore, and that's the problem of some of this stuff. So, anyways, the sort of germ of the idea is you have a guy that just does nothing but tell the truth, and you have uh, uh, the comedy clubs, they're booing and hissing and all this sort of stuff. Not like John Oliver, who's you know complaining to the audience members. That'd be the other way around, and that's kind of his bit. He's kind of just fed up with the world, done with it. I'm done with it. All that sort of stuff. Um, Norm Macdonald. Oh God, I couldn't remember his name right off the back there. Norm Macdonald. There we go. So he goes on stage. This is kind of I'm not sure if I'm going to make him a main character or not, but he goes on stage to basically bomb, have people throw the tomatoes or whatever at him. So the next comedian up, he basically clears the stage for the next comedian up. So the next comedian is like infinitely better than him because he had turned the audience against him. So now the new comedian comes out and they're like, "Yay, all right, you're funny, blah 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 blah." So I'm just trying to get in that sort of group. Bear's not a stand-up comedian, but he does a bi-weekly. I don't know. Can you call this a podcast? I don't know what the hell podcast, and probably is more funny than these fools here. These fools here. So, anyways, a very very side rant there, but yeah, it's been rattling around in Bear's brain here. All right, blah blah blah. Where are we? Kimmel, this moron. I was very intent on retiring right around the time of the strike started. Do it, I dare you. And now I realize it's nice to work. When you are working, you think about not working. What? Let me read that again. I was very intent on retiring right around the time the strike started. Okay, that's a period. Don't need to go any further than that, but okay. And now I realize it's nice to work, even though you wanted to retire. Okay, whatever. Oh, when you are working, you think about not working. No, when you're working, you think about your work that you got to do. And then when you're done working, then you can go back and not work. You can go off to your fancy celebrity-filled Idaho bunker, whatever that you got going on there, and have fun. Myers called Kimmel the Tom Brady of late night. He is. He lost a whole bunch of money on FTX. I was very serious about. I enjoy getting summers off, and you don't get them off. I like getting summers off when I'm getting paid to have the summer off. You really need a writer, sir. You really need a writer. Okay, all right. Here you go, Mister Kimmel. Here's what we'll do. Whenever the strike ends, come on back. Come on back for a week. Come on back for a week. Do your show. Do everything. Make it the best week you've ever done. And then go off for a week. Go on vacation for a week, and bring in Adam Carolla. Bring in Adam Carolla, your old pal, your old friend. Bring him in, and then let's compare. Let's compare the viewers for Mr. Kimmel, and let's compare it to Mr. Carolla and see who's better. I know who's more of the truth teller. I know who's more honest out there. That's for sure. The talk then turned to weird pants stories. One thing you'll never see on Bear's channel is weird pants stories. Do I know why? Because Bear doesn't wear pants. Colbert revealed that his mother dated Emestandrio Somoza, who was the president of Nicaragua between 1967 and 1972. And then he killed somebody in 1974, and then he killed somebody in 1979, which he probably killed more people. My mom went on some dates with the dictator down there. He left his clothes in my grandparents' house. Kimmy had joked that his mother gave Castro a handjob in 1975. That's a joke? That's a joke? Castro killed a whole lot of people, and you want to say that your mom gave her a handy? Really? Okay. That's not funny, but at least we're telling the truth here. I was wondering what the pull quote was going to get pulled out of this podcast. I didn't anticipate it would be Stephen Colbert's family is tangentially related to a Nicaraguan dictator. But here we are. They're not related. They were dating. He's not their offspring. Well, maybe he is. Maybe he is. Let's go with it. Stephen Colbert is the offspring of a Nicaraguan dictator. You heard it here first from Bear. I think hand jobs for Castro is the full quote. There you go. Anyway, so that's that. There they are. I mean, I hate to say this, but a bunch of tired old white guys. Is any of these people over 50 or under 50? Any of them? Maybe Mayor's here. Maybe he's under 50. I mean, they all have either gray hair or they're dyeing their hair. Or the other Jiminy there with his eating grin on his face there. Oh, I forgot P-Money. I forgot. Well, since Castro is a prime minister, Justin Trudeau's real father, maybe, I don't know. I can't see because of the damn heart there. Maybe something found Trudeau's real mother as well. Very interesting. Very interesting. I didn't know Castro was black, though. Didn't know he was black. There you go. You got your... I mean, America did it first. We had our very first black president. But I guess Canada has to follow along with America and have the very first black prime minister up there. So, congratulations. I would love to say I'd rather watch Bear than any of these other hosts, but that's a low bar because I'd rather watch paint dry than watch these hosts. Well, you don't have to say that. You could have just left it there. That would have been fine. To say I would love to see Bear rather than these idiots. That would have been fine. That would have been perfect. And thank you. Screenwriting Bear during the strike. That's like blasphemy these days. No, it's not. I'm not part of the guild. Screw them. They don't care. They don't own me. I don't owe them any money. They can go to hell. Kendall retiring. Please, Lord, I try not to ask much from you besides Jesus' salvation. I ask for Kendall to retire to advance your kingdom. Amen. We say amen to that. Or as Nancy Pelosi says, amen. Amen. And a women. A women out there. Yes, indeed. All right, people. That's literally all Bear has, because that's all that Bear can scrounge up in the couple minutes before he could go on live here when the internet came back. So, yay! Thank you for sticking by with Bear. Luckily, we had the power the whole time. We had the internet intermittent, but it stayed for a whole hour. So, there we are. There we are. We survived once again another crazy hurricane. Hopefully no more this season. Hopefully no more. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. She says, congrats on a great storm show. Great storm show. I need to get rid of this stupid heart. 100% need to get rid of that stupid heart. All right, well, I want to thank everyone out here, including P-Money, Amy, probably Melissa as well, Grant, all of our Russian bots and lurkers. We appreciate each and every one of you. But you know what? All this talk. By the way, they didn't even have hurricane cakes at Publix. They're like, oh no, we can't do that. That's just like bad juju or something. It's like, what, really? I just want my hurricane cake. That's all. Anyways, speaking of hurricane cakes, it's making Bear hungry, so he's gonna head back into the woods. So until next time, people. Grrrr.